beautiful people, welcome back to Free Game. This is the last episode of the first season before we continue on to the next season, and we went a full 360. So the first episode was me and Jeremy interviewing Rocc, and then Jeremy moved to South Carolina, so we wanted to end the first season with me and Rocc interviewing Jeremy and asking him about his trip to South Carolina and whatever weird shit we get into.
Yeah.
The circle of life, baby.
Circle of life.
The circle of life, the full 360.
I'm on the other side.
Jeremy's on the other side. So I guess we'll start off with what has life been like since moving from Georgia, from home for the first time?
Different. You can kind of reinvent yourself and be whoever you want to be when you go somewhere new. I noticed that. Kind of makes it easier to build your life the way you see fit because you're not always influenced by the people you've kind of been around in the areas you've grown up in, and everybody already kind of knows you. So you go somewhere new, it's like, hey, I really want to focus on business, or I want to do this, and that. And there's no preconceived notion.
I like that Jeremy says that.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. But.
It's true, but. Well, I mean, I did go there with a couple people that I knew.
No, I know. But I just mean, so for those of you that don't know, me and Jeremy are business partners, and we started an office in Greenville, South Carolina, which is such a cool city. So Jeremy goes up there. You know exactly the story I'm about to tell.
Oh God.
Well, I think you told me this.
I might have told you it because it's such a fucking ridiculous story. So Jeremy and the other guy that we send out there, to get this office started, and they're blanking, right?
Yeah, we had a very bad 3-week period.
Like month, right?
Yeah.
So I just show up unannounced.
Yeah, you told me this.
And I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Like, it's shit. Like, I didn't send you up here. I'm not paying for this to just for you guys to come out here and have fun. Like, it's a great town, but we could just come up here in Airbnb. I don't got to pay for it.
Right.
Yeah.
I think Jeremy's like, no, dude, I haven't been going out.
It's like, dude, I've been working, but not really. Yeah. Obviously,
no.
I'm not
He goes, I don't know why. He goes, I don't know why it's not working. I haven't been going out. So I finished yelling at them, right? And I was like, all right, cool, we're done with it. Again, because I don't really hold grudges. I'm like, all right, don't apologize, just do better. Let's move on. Let's go get a beer. So we walk into the bar, and as soon as we walk in...
But the bar is the rooftop bar above our temporary office.
At that time, you weren't even in that office.
That was before. But that bar that he's bringing up, it eventually was.
It eventually... No! So, dude, we walk up, and the server goes, it's good to see you again today. Again today.
Yeah.
And I go, what? And then we go to sit down, and one of the servers goes, Jeremy, you want another whiskey? And then the other bartender walks up and was like, Jeremy, you want the usual? Bro, within a 5 minute of just walking in, Jeremy just hands on his head.
And I literally was like, oh, God, what am I doing?
And I was like, yeah, man, you've been going out at all, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And that was one of the prime examples. Don't lie to Luke.
How many sales you make next week?
I did have a decent open enrollment because I was about this time. It was literally this time last year. It was October because I have a 55-week streak. So it was the beginning of this month. I mean, it's been a year. So it was bad. Me and Brian, going to all these different restaurants and bars and hanging out and not really working, obviously.
Yeah. But not really. I mean, I want to stress, not at all.
Yeah, not at all.
If a deal didn't fall in my lap, nothing was happening, basically.
Right.
But yeah, so that lasted about, I moved there mid-September, so it was about a month, really. 3 or 4 week period. Around. Yeah, and then, slowly but surely, it's harder than it seems to do what Luke did in Lawrenceville. To go and
they're doing good now though, but it took a bit.
It takes it, and I told the same thing to Brian. It's it takes however long it takes.
I just make it look easy.
Would you say it takes however long it takes?
It takes however long it takes. I mean, that's
what I'm talking about.
The more focused you are and the more disciplined you are, obviously, the more results you get quicker. If you have lapses, if you have lapses in judgment, there might be a couple of times where you feel like you have to start over, which it's happened. So
it's one of our favorite sayings, the bamboo tree.
Yep, 20 years ago.
Second best time is now.
Right now.
You said what?
Chinese proverb. I say this all the time in business to my team. That's become a joke. But they say there's a Chinese proverb that says the best time to plant a bamboo tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts, right?
It's it'd be nice to have fresh bamboo to use, but if you don't, go ahead and plant some so you have some in the future.
Get to planting.
So whenever somebody messes up or they're not doing what they should have been doing, I just always say to them, bamboo tree. Yeah, just laughs and they get it now. They're like, all right.
Yeah.
Y'all know the greatest attribute of a great athlete, right?
No.
The ability to forget the last play. No matter how good, how bad,
Yeah.
Let it ride.
Yeah.
All that
the
exists
last
right
interception,
now.
whatever.
Yeah.
Or the last week if you didn't work and you blanked. Cool.
There you go.
Show up early tomorrow and
Make it
focus.
happen.
Yeah.
And in Jeremy's defense, he hasn't blanked now in 55 weeks.
Yeah.
There you go.
I haven't. Yeah.
So
I
he
haven't-
needed a little slap on the wrist. Actually, that night I smacked somebody. That was the night that I choked out. I won't say his name, but I choked him out in front of.
Let's not call his name.
Well, and I also
Whoever he
warned
is.
him. We were walking on
warned
the
him.
street, and he was kind of like talking shit, and I was like,
And I go to him. I go,
like,
"Bro."
Luke's kind of cool, but like, I know the line. Trust me. Like, I have an older brother who can go the other way, and I'm like,
Right,
I don't know what you're doing. You're asking for it though.
We're at dinner. I choked this dude out in front of kids.
On the rooftop of Ekin Ivy.
I smacked the shit out of him
Yeah.
twice.
Wait a minute. So when you say kids, we talking like 3,
I
4,
mean,
there was
3,
family.
4
I mean,
year
I
olds?
mean,
Yeah, there's
I
families
had
up
the
there.
full choke.
Yeah.
And my other business partner's kids are at dinner with us.
Yeah. And
No.
there's like
Just
other
like
people
literally
around.
like faces red. Just
Hold
go.
on. Let's all just back all the way up. How did we get from
All right,
let's go eat to Hulk Hogan?
All right,
Well-
so again, I'll leave this guy nameless.
Remember the last episode I did say you had that insurance look?
I know. I know. So we're sitting down at the bar. Right after the bartender is like the third one says something to Jeremy, right? Mm-hmm. And the guy I'm with is a high level person in my company, but not with my team. Mm-hmm. And he's like talking shit, right? In the way we talk shit all the time, but his are down where ours are like up.
Right, right.
Ours are to poke
No, I
fun.
get what you're saying.
He's trying to prop himself
The-
up. Ours are just to poke fun.
Right.
So he says a couple things that just on the surface aren't anything, but I know the intention, so I give him a warning. And I was like, yo, bro, you know me? I'll put my hands on you. And I was like, I'm giving you a warning right now. I don't like your tone.
I mean,
And then
that you have.
Jeremy gives him a warning, and we're eating dinner, and he keeps doing it. And I was like, bro, I've already given you too many warnings. The next time you say something, I'm going to smack you. So he says something. Bong! and then
he was like, whoa, bro.
Y'all
and then
need
he
to
goes to
get
say
me out the
something
floor.
again. Bang! And then he went to like put his hands up and I grabbed it and just instinctively went into a choke. And he's going unconscious and Danielle's there like, Luke, please.
Let him go.
please
Let him go.
don't.
Yeah, let him go.
And then we finished the dinner and had a great time the rest of the night.
Stop. He stayed?
Yeah.
Oh,
Cause,
hell
no, because he
no.
knew he had it
Hell-
coming. Because
hell
there was
no.
a bunch of warnings and he knew he had it coming.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
He
He was doing it on purpose.
on
I
purpose.
Guess.
And no, 100%.
Yeah,
And
like he wanted to get the line.
I talked to him after, and I was like, "You knew what you were doing. You had a bunch of warnings. We're good, or we're not?
Yeah.
Like, are we gonna finish?
Right.
Like,
are we going to finish this or what are we going to do?
all right, cool. Let's.
Yeah, it was all good by the end of
He,
the
he
night.
ended up sleeping out. That was a wild night for him. Cause
And Brian.
yeah,
Was he
Everybody.
already drunk or something?
I mean, we didn't.
He wasn't
We
that
weren't like
drunk.
we were
Oh,
probably
gotcha.
buzzed. We weren't like this
Yeah.
was still right around dinner time. So I mean, we weren't.
I'm
nothing
trying
crazy.
to wrap my mind around what type of dude.
Well, because
sit
it's
and
hard
keep
to
talking
explain.
And he's a
and
high
get
and
level-
smacked.
he's a big dude too.
He's a big
Yeah.
guy. He's a high level producer, so that it gives you like a little bit of
And
you know.
in some of the offices, you can know, like
Yeah,
if
you
you're
have to
at
be
my
like
level,
that.
you can walk around and bully people. But I don't do that.
Right.
So he was like trying to with me, and him and I came up together, but we separated. And I'm honestly at a higher level than him, but he would like these little digs, and I was like, dude, I get what you're doing, but this isn't that office. Like, you'll get smacked, bro.
yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Well, it's like this is my show. Like you're in front of my agents who I'm helping build. It just is what it is. I knew. I
Right.
was like, bro.
Jeremy gave him a warning. Like,
I was like, I already know what's gonna
our
happen. man.
other partner gave him a warning and was like, yo, Luke warned you.
Oh, so everybody then told him like, look, bro, you finna get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta read the room. You gotta know. He. I think he wanted to get smacked up. I guess.
Yeah, dude, he stayed and hung out. He had a great time.
'Cause after
and then
he
he
was
wanted to
cool.
move up, and then he wanted to move up and transfer to our team.
Like
the next
after
day.
he was like, "Yo, I love Greenville, like this and that, dude. Like, let me come check out the new
Yo, it's
office."
the weirdest
when y'all
thing.
get it."
I haven't put my hands on that many people. Everybody I put my hands on, I've like become better friends with after. But it's always like there's been a bunch
Bruh.
of warnings and warnings and warnings.
Some people need to be checked, and I think they subconsciously know it, and they just like
Right,
go around
right,
bullying
right.
people, hoping someone gives it back.
yeah.
There's like some people like that.
But
Dog, that is slap crazy to me. No pun intended. that's crazy as hell to me. I'm sitting there
Yeah.
thinking to myself, what?
Yeah.
You smacked him twice. Now you want to come be on your team?
Oh my god! And
Yeah.
just listen to how the rest of his night goes. So the fact that he wanted to come to Greenville is actually even funnier. So,
Yeah.
so he parties hard.
Clearly.
So we're out, and there's like a concert there that night because there's no open hotel rooms. So I have Danielle book me a hotel, and then after she does it, Petrillo gives her like his card and was like, "Can you book me one too?" Because she's already doing it.
Yeah.
But we're already at the bar. It's like getting late.
Right.
So what happened was Danielle messed up and booked it for like the next day. So he goes to get to the room.
Hold on. Did she book yours for the next day?
Yeah, but we got there before him,
And we're able to like.
and we got apparently like the last room.
Yeah.
So I hit him up and was like, bro, like you might want to get here because it's the wrong day. You got, but you're gonna have to come.
Yeah.
So he gets there and there's no rooms at any hotel. So he walks around the whole night, finds some weird couple
Yeah.
that lets him get into their room.
Yeah.
No.
And then he said it starts getting like real weird.
Yeah.
Like you know exactly
He was
what
like,
I'm
there
talking
was
about.
like a couple people, and like he was
Like-
like, I was in bed with this girl, but then there was somebody. He was like,
but then
oh,
somebody else was
no.
having sex on the bed.
Yeah.
So he goes, I just got weirded out, left about 5 in the morning.
He just walked around.
So he just walked around and slept on a bench. And then my phone dies, and he doesn't have Danielle's number. And I didn't bring my charger.
So your boy just you didn't bring no charger.
I do it all the time. I
that's-
forget it.
yeah.
That's not. Yeah, that's common.
That's
for me.
standard.
Again, like I said, like you're gonna have to remind me about the. I'm
Gotcha,
amazing
gotcha.
at some things, but I'm also not good at some things.
Same.
So
Same,
like, and
same,
I
right.
had organization, like little things like that, like not my strong point. Like I tell my wife, like my business partners, all that, like yo, I will knock the walls down. I will figure it out. I will have the vision, and I'll handle everything. But like you guys are gonna have to like.
There's certain things.
There's certain things you're gonna have to just clean up for me.
Yeah, that's gonna fall through
Yeah,
the
yeah.
cracks.
And we're a team, and like, and I'll cover your other shit.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyways, so like I'm worried. I'm like, Danielle, like, what happened to Petrillo?
Yeah.
And I was like, we got to figure this out. And I hit up Oaken, and I was like, yo, I got to look for Petrillo in the city. Let's meet at this spot. And we go
It was
there.
Roost.
At Roost. And we
Yeah.
go there, and he's
Attached to
just
the Hyatt.
and he's just crushing mimosas.
Oh, what? Hold on.
He's
Time
there.
out. Time out.
So it's the next morning.
Time
So-
out. Time out. Where are his bags?
Like in my car or something.
No. Y'all rode together?
I mean, yeah,
Yeah, I
he came
drove
with
him
you.
up,
I think
'cause
he
we
only
were-
had a book bag. It was a one-night trip.
It was a one-night-
So
so
like there wasn't a lot
Oh,
of
okay.
packing involved.
So he wanted to get back into the business and work with us. So he wanted to check out Lawrenceville and Greenville. And he was going to make his choice.
Because Greenville
All right.
would have been for him where he was at. It would have been a fast
It would-
track.
it
he
would-
would have immediately been like an FTA.
So
What's
it's
that?
Like, it's like a leadership
So
level.
it's like what I am. Like
Oh,
it's
gotcha,
the first
gotcha,
level of like outside of a writing agent. You're training people. You're helping recruit, and you're writing business. You're
Right.
kind of doing all of that.
Yeah.
So my level right now is the second highest level, and then it's like corporate, like VP.
Right.
So like I've moved high up the ranks. But him and I started. I just surpassed it. But like he came, and what he was doing was he was trying to like posture to prove to the agents how important he was.
Right.
But it was coming off wrong.
'Cause
And
we don't
that's
do
why I
that.
kept warning. I was like,
But
that's
you
not
know,
what we do.
in any arena, when you got the posture, or I'm
Then
your
you don't
teacher,
need to
or
prove
I'm
it,
your
yeah.
father, or whatever, it's south, going south.
Well, you got all eyes on you. Everybody's like, "Oh, are you? Let's see."
Yeah,
It
exactly.
would be like if a recruit went for like a football visit and was like talking shit to the team.
Right.
Yeah, it's just like
And like
come
trying to prove like he's the man.
Yeah, it's like,
on. It's
no,
like let the
no.
tape speak
Ex-
for
except
itself.
for-
Yeah, that's in the place you prove it.
Except for I'm the coach where I was like, watch yourself, son.
Right,
That's,
exactly.
that's kind of what it was like.
No, you
yeah.
you the team captain that says,
Yeah.
look here, Ricky, you ain't on the team yet.
That's exactly
I
what
mean,
it was
because
like.
the
yeah.
first 6 months of the office, Luke and like home office teamed up and helped us get it started.
Right.
So, I mean, in all reality, for the first 6 months, it literally was. I mean, me and Brian were executing, but it was. I mean, his name's
we-
on it, but
So
you were
we
paying for
paid
it.
the rent and like helped him with like the and all that stuff.
help
Right.
Right.
get started
right.
to grow the
And it was like,
division.
yo, like I'm gonna cover these things for you because I think you guys have a great chance of success. You guys, I think, will absolutely kill it. Again, it was a slower start than we anticipated.
Exactly.
I think by the end of it's
Growing pain.
We have a really good spot, and once we perfect,
We'll
we
go up
work
there one
out
of
the
these times,
little.
bro. It's such a cool town.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was telling me about it before we started.
It's beautiful.
Hold up. Let's go. Petrullo is his name. So wait a minute.
Moving forward.
Hold on.
Come on, P-Money.
So my boy done slept on the bench.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ain't brushed his teeth.
No, I mean, nothing.
I mean,
No armpit, no change of clothes, none of that. I'd like a mimosa.
he in his defense, he had no options. His only contact is me, and my phone is dead.
Yeah. So basically, you're out all night. You're gonna go to the first spot open for brunch, and they open at like 8 or 9, and they'll start serving you champagne.
Yeah, I'm sure that bench
He was probably
went
like,
cold on him quick.
"Fuck it, I'm gonna go ahead and start drinking something."
Was it cold outside?
Kind of.
Kind of wasn't.
At night. I mean,
Wasn't-
it's kind of like here.
Wasn't
the
bad.
weather's very
It
similar.
was
Okay.
probably a little warmer than it is right now.
Well, he didn't smell too bad by the time he got in there.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I don't.
I mean, he definitely didn't look that great when we saw him. I mean, he had himself a day and
And
night.
I told Oak, and I was like, "When did y'all leave?" Because at that point we were in the Hyatt, which is
Oh
right
yeah,
next door.
And he went yeah.
Yeah, so we were like going up and like hanging out, come back up, blah blah blah. But I was like, you could have let but you could have let him stay there. You already paid for the office. He could sleep in the chair, sleep on the floor. But I guess something happened. They split up. I don't know, man.
We'll move on before we say more things we should say.
Never a dull moment.
But it was fun, though. But yeah, Greenville.
Yeah, so what's it like being an adult now? So Jeremy took his first flight on his own this year.
Stop.
When I said it wrong. Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
I can never go back now.
I saw some hesitation. Okay, tell me the truth first before I run on with this.
So I've been on planes, but the way I phrased it with them is like
which is not who anybody that's flown by themselves says.
Like I've been to Cancun, all that stuff, whatever. But
with
my family. But I was like, it was my first like a business trip. I was like, whoa, like I'm like, there's no like parents with me or like I don't know. It just felt different. I was like, this is cool. Let me get a double jack on this flight.
Right.
There's so much better to this though. So
I was about to say, now tell me the real.
Well,
I'm not filling the details. So booked the flights.
Congratulations, Jeremy.
We booked the flights. I drive us to the airport. And then I go, you check in? He goes, I don't know. And I go, so that means no. So I bring him to the kiosk, and we're just standing there.
Yeah.
What do you say? That means no.
And we're just standing at the kiosk, and I was like, so check in. He goes, okay. And he's literally just standing at the kiosk, and I go, have you flown before? He goes, I've flown. And he goes, I've flown by myself before. And I go,
no, you
first
haven't.
off, nobody's flown by themselves says I've flown by myself before.
Yeah, I said no, you haven't. No, you haven't.
And he was like, I know what I'm doing. And I was like, that's how you check in. Start there.
Yeah.
So we did that. And then after we land in Miami, and Jeremy's... So we're walking, and it's me and a group of our guys. We have a really fun waiting in flight, right?
Oh, man.
Oh, my God. The flight back, too. Oh, my God.
Story.
The people were clapping for us after.
Oh, yeah.
Stop.
They're like, you guys just keep having fun, man.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway,
I ain't surprised.
So literally like in good nature, we're like clapping for us. We're like, it's good to see you guys having fun.
Yeah, somebody's enjoying themselves.
Yeah. So Jeremy's walking, and he sees a fedora he likes, and he puts it on, and we're all like, yo, Jeremy, that looks really good on you. You should get that.
I was like, cool.
He goes, okay, cool.
And I just
so he
start
just
walking.
keeps walking from the kiosk.
Keep the hat on, start walking.
All right. And the lady goes,
and the girl's
excuse
like,
me, you gonna pay?
Are you gonna
He
pay for
goes,
that?
yeah, I'm gonna pay at the front.
That literally is what I said. I don't know where that came from, man.
No.
The stupidity in the back of the brain just reached out and said some dumb shit.
No.
You know what, though? Hey, that's what you think on your feet, bro.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I'm gonna pay at the front.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
She's like, no, you gotta pay here. I was like,
pay right here, bro.
Fine.
I don't pay at baggage. Again, Jeremy, I don't believe you've flown by
Yeah,
yourself.
it's like, this isn't a self-checkout, dog.
Hey,
Your
it
bag's coming off
It
the
happens,
thing.
bro. You think about the grocery store, that's all.
So
what it
anyways,
is.
that trip actually is what led to Greenville.
Yes, it is.
So
that was our trip.
So I had this intuition that actually created like with what we have right now. So I sleep on the floor. I haven't done it in a while because now I have hardwood. But when I had carpet, I would sleep on the floor maybe
That'll do it.
once or twice a month. Like Daniel will tell you, and it just keeps me humble and it makes me remember when I first started the office and I was sleeping on the floor. So like I have some of my best thoughts. Like, but it just keeps me humble because like as I'm doing well, I can't forget what the work ethic and what got me there. And it's just like it's a physical reminder. So
balance.
I smoke and all of a sudden I have this what to me is one of my godly intuitions that I know is going to happen and come true. Like, and you guys both know enough to know that when I have those, they happen. So the next day I hit up the leaders and I was like, yo, we're gonna have a leaders summit in Miami. I'll get everybody tickets. I'm gonna give you guys some changes that I want to make, and then we're gonna eat mushrooms and go see a candlelight orchestra. It was incredible.
Nice.
It was incredible. So anyways, so we sit down and I was like, all right, guys, everybody just process this. But I think you two, you start the office in Greenville. Scott, my right hand man in Lawrenceville. I need you to move down to Miami, and I move all these pieces. And this girl Tabby, who wasn't really doing much at the time, now she's like one of my fucking right hand men. She's so cool.
Yeah, she's awesome,
and she's killing it. And I was like, yo, I want you to move into Atlanta, Rashad. So I was like, why don't I bring my black leaders into Atlanta, which is a predominantly black city,
right? Exactly.
And have a strong
sense.
showing of black leadership in Atlanta, and we'll move all these pieces. And I was like, yo, like, play the cards that were dealt. Why not
capitalize?
Capitalize,
boy, yeah.
So
Chauncey, yeah, I mean,
yeah. So like, yeah. So but it ends up working beautifully. But everybody at first gives me all this pushback, like da 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 da, and I make all these people all this money, right?
Right, exactly.
But at first they're all pushback, like I don't know, so I'm not doing my job well. I was like, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying you guys know my intuitions. You know they're not wrong. Trust me, and everybody now is in a great spot.
Right.
But anyway, so we go to this candlelight orchestra, and Jeremy's not first time doing mushrooms, but Jeremy's like first time in Miami.
Oh yeah, that was my first time.
And he's just getting mad at how hot the women are. Right? So like walking by, and he's like, "Why do they look like that?"
Yeah, I literally
listen.
like
I can hear him saying
we're walking
that
in Brickell.
Why does her butt look like that?
Yeah, we're walking
just
in
like,
Brickell to the restaurants, and I'm just like,
oh my god.
I was literally at one point, I was like, every girl I've seen is an 8 or 9 in Lawrenceville, at least.
Right.
Really,
right.
like a 10. You know what I mean? And it's like, it was like, oh my, they're everywhere.
So anyway, I'm on a hero's dose. I'm like fucking talking to God. I stay in the hotel after the or the Airbnb after the orchestra. These guys all go to the bar.
Oh, you done had it. Oh, you were done.
Oh man.
No, I wasn't done. I was
He was just in his own world.
I was in the right place. I wasn't trying to go to the bar.
Right.
Yeah.
I was like, you guys go.
You did more than us.
I did a lot.
Yeah.
So like, which is what I do. But I was just like, have fun, guys. I'll be here when you get back.
Right.
Like I'll be here
Right.
taking notes, like getting my shit on.
Come back, you done Rain Man the whole place.
Oh no, come back and there's like weird music on and like Luke has his shirt off and like comes walking out from the dark like, what's up, man? And like you could just tell it's like, man, something's going on.
So, but dude, we had like that was honestly one of the most fun nights of my life. So
fun.
so Jeremy said he's in the middle of the bar when his mushrooms kick in, and he said he looks at the bartender and goes, "I'm sorry if I'm gonna be weird, man, but the mushrooms just kicked in."
I did. I told him that.
No, you didn't.
And the bartender goes, "Cool, man. Here's your shot."
Yeah, he gave me a free shot. He started giving me free shit because he thought it was hilarious. I told him, I was like, look,
Yeah.
dude, we just ate
It's
mushrooms.
not
it
some-
just kicked in.
it's not
for
something
me.
you announce in public,
And I was
right?
with a couple,
a couple wild dudes.
I'm like, listen, I don't know
that
what's
are
going to
also
happen.
on it,
Yeah.
and also partying with other things and just
Yeah.
having themselves a time.
It
Oh,
was-
so you don't know what's going. They got a cocktail going
Oh
on.
my god,
that's
bro!
why
It
I
was
said
the
something.
funniest night though. So then they finally come back, and I hear them all crying, laughing, and Jeremy's pacing,
And just
talking
like,
to himself, going, "So the water's there, but the beach is makes it. The water's there, but the water's
yeah.
there."
I
He's
just
just
was
trying
like,
to figure things out.
I was like, I'm looking at the ocean, and I asked to go to the beach, and someone's like, it's like 20 minutes. I was like, what the fuck?
Dog.
It's like the water's right here.
Dog. You know what you was? You was fucked up like a lab rat. And they'll pump anything in them bad boys.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I felt like I was putting everything together.
and one of my buddies, who at this time was just basically in like, I don't want to say in shambles, but it's definitely not on point. So me and Jeremy are talking. He's got his shirt off, his big belly out. And he goes, "You guys got your shit together, man."
And me and Luke just started
we
looking.
both stop and look at him and go, "Look at you." And he was like, "All right, fair."
He's just standing there with his shirt unbuttoned, just, you guys got to get your shit together, man. And I was like, what? Talk about deflection, dog. Damn.
Whatever y'all was on, Jack.
Dude, it was so much fun. So anyways, so we don't sleep.
No, it's an all-nighter.
And it leads to this email I send that ends up making Greenville happen. And I specifically sent it on the certain day because the date was symbolic to me. And again, everything lined up with my vision, and it just pushed it through beautifully. But the fun part of the story is, so me and Jeremy go to the airport on the way back, and I was like, dude,
For your second flight.
This is for the return.
So this is the return flight.
This is
So
the
we
return
haven't slept yet. So
My second flight ever.
So we haven't slept yet, and we're on the plane just cracking up. I'm watching Ride of the Last Dragon. He's watching like Tommy Boy or something.
Yeah.
Because he is Tommy Boy.
Some
Right,
funny
right.
movie.
And like the people around us are just like cracking up at us cracking up.
So
we
y'all
couldn't help it.
still got mushrooms going on.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, dude,
Yeah.
we were partying all night, bro.
Right.
So,
Like, we didn't stop until
but we
like
were like
5.
good vibes, being polite to everybody.
Yeah,
but
right.
just
Yeah,
like
right.
having a time.
Oh, yeah, having the time of your
And we're
life.
just getting drinks and shots.
I
I
remember-
feel like they gave us free drinks.
I remember, like-
but when we're getting off, like
When you're
literally the
having fun on the airplane, they start doing that.
Literally, Luke orders
Yeah.
a Bloody Mary, and I was like, I'll take one. And on a plane, I don't know, they give you V8.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, Bloody Mary, here's a shot of vodka and some fucking V8. Good luck.
Yeah.
I like take a sip. I was like, bro, I like put it on his chest. I can't finish this.
So,
You should got some more vodka.
so we're going hard.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
wild.
it was just, I just remember when we're getting off, like literally the people around us and the flight attendants like clapped.
Y'all having
And we're like, yo, you guys just keep having fun, man. I hope your party doesn't end.
because we're on a flight leaving Miami, so they already knew. Like,
Yeah,
oh, okay.
Exactly. They already know what's
It's
going
like,
on.
oh, okay.
Right.
And then we went straight to the bar.
Yeah,
Y'all get off the plane, go to the bar.
Well, I remember the email. You were writing it that night, part of it.
No, I sent it that night. I sent it the night before we did everything because I was
Yeah.
like, I have to send it on this day because it's 6/29. I have the symbolic date with 6/29, and I just know that that time from the past, the 6/29 is this one.
Yeah.
There was you just know, you don't know how to explain it,
Right.
But I've done
there was an interview we were supposed to have. Luke was, not me, but like on our behalf to open the office, and like our somebody in the company like had said, oh no, I just don't think it's going to happen, blah blah blah. I can't make certain things happen, so neither can you. And then Luke was just like, well, that's fucking weird. So just kind of made it happen. But to get Greenville started, Luke had to kind of just take a shot in the dark and be like, I don't feel like this is right. Let me
I don't
call
want to
see.
put too much of the company's business out there, but it ended up being this beautiful thing, and I got this meeting that I don't want to say I wasn't supposed to get, but somebody was, anyways,
acting as a gatekeeper. Let's say that
unnecessarily. But anyways, I get this meeting, and it goes so well that one of the VPs and the head of commissions calls me the next day and was like, "Yo, I've never seen the COO and the VP act like this. They've never been more impressed by somebody in a meeting before, like that I've ever seen." The company volunteered to help pay for some stuff,
which I mean, that doesn't happen a lot of the time that doesn't happen.
Yeah,
it didn't happen for you in Lawrenceville.
It never happened, and because they were like, "Hey, what does people help you?" And I was like, "I've never been helped. What do you mean help?" I was like, "I'm not asking for help. I'm just asking for permission."
See what happens when your heart leads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was all, I had done all the research. They got on, and I was like, I know what your concerns are, blah, 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 but I'm going to move these pieces, which were the pieces that I saw.
Right.
Here, and I'm going to take advantage of Atlanta with this. I'm put Greenville people here. They have connections here, and, like, da-da-da-da. And they were just like, this is pretty well, yeah.
Yeah, you was able to see the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, super grateful, too, because it's nice up there.
I bet.
We got our own thing, man. I can't wait for you to come up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right down
Especially
on Main
when you
Street.
said, yeah, just get out and walk.
Oh, dude, we're right on Main Street. There's like 3 or 4 hotels. I mean, literally, Greenville is one of those, it's big enough to have fun in, but small enough where literally in 30 minutes you could walk to any part of the city.
It's the weirdest thing. It's like being in New York City in the middle of the forest for like a couple blocks.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
So there's again, you don't see these often, right? Like there's 2 comedy clubs.
Yeah.
There's speakeasies, there's rooftop bars,
And there's like one arena.
There's like nightclub vibes, there's jazz bars, there's
nice steakhouse.
There's top-notch steakhouses. What it is there's a lot of money from Clemson, and like engineers and stuff like that are all in the area.
They kind of developed the area.
And they literally put it was voted Wall Street Journal's best place to live. And
Really?
It's there's a waterfall going like underneath like the downtown.
Falls Park, yeah.
There's like a waterfall in the downtown, and they set up all these trees so you feel like you're walking in the forest, and it shades the downtown so it's not too hot.
So
it feels like you're walking in the forest where there's comedy clubs and the coolest shit everywhere, but it's like a small town.
Dude, they're in
Greenville.
Yeah,
Greenville.
And it's cheaper to live than here.
So
that's where Danielle wants to live.
Of course,
And there's
it
a
is.
new resort that just got built on the river called the Bohemian Lodge. This guy who like partners with Hampton or something has like 4 or 5 throughout the country, and this was his newest one. It's like all Native American, like inside they have like shops, and it's this huge lodge, and the rooms are pretty expensive, like $500 a night.
Right.
But there's like 2 really nice restaurants attached, just built right overlooking the river. They have heated like gemstone seats on the back porch overlooking the river.
Oh, I mean, I got to check that out.
I know. Like
You said 2 hours from here. Huh?
it's literally 2 hours, 85
Dude, I'm
north. Like you and your girl, whatever. Like it's a nice little getaway.
Yeah.
And also it's like an hour away
Carmen
from
would love it.
Asheville.
It sounds like she would love it.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like an hour from the mountains too. So
Right.
you can go right up to Asheville, right in Brevard, North Carolina, like that. It's fun though. Love it.
So,
Good spot for a city. Office.
so how would you explain working for me? You can be honest.
That was going to be one of my questions.
Yeah.
Well, for me personally, my journey with Luke was a little different because you needed a place to stay, and it just so happened that my friend got his girl pregnant and had to move out. So I was going to be stuck with a $1,400 rent, and I was just transitioning into the job. So I was like, damn, like I need another roommate, like because I had a 3-bedroom house.
Because I was living in the office on the floor.
He was living in the office,
Right,
sleeping
right.
with, at one of our other guys' houses, like just back and forth. I was like, yo, I got a 3-bedroom house 15 minutes from the office. He was like, yeah. He was like, how much? I was like, I don't know, like 800 or 900. He was like, Okay, like used to Miami, you know. But so
Right.
we lived in the same house for a while. So then I kind of got, you know, I guess the benefit there starting out. But as a leader, though, once you get promoted, it's different because the standards are held higher.
Of course.
So if you're just a writing agent, right, I'm taking care of my clients. I'm working for the clients. So as long as you're like, I'm like respectful to Luke and like the office, it's not lax, but it's kind of like, you know, there's an understanding. Like, hey, look,
Right.
You might not have a necessarily set schedule. You need to handle your shit. But once you get into leadership, that's where it gets fun, though, because then the stakes are raised. And now not only are you learning how to make money for yourself, you're then teaching other people how to make money in a commission-only role.
Right. You
which is
duplicate
tough.
yourself. Yeah.
Exactly. So I would say mostly the books that we do, because I used to not read a lot because I would get like distracted.
Explain the books for the listener.
So we do one book a month as like a club, so to speak, for the division.
All right.
And like me and Scott and Luke, will kind of like, you know, kind of step in everyone like, hey, let's do this book this month, which is cool with me because a lot of them I haven't read. Some of them are repeats now for me, but you know, I kind of do like a PowerPoint slide every Monday and just bring out some points that stick out to me and then just kind of pass the ball off to Scott and Luke to kind of like, hey guys, by the way, yeah, like kind of what Jeremy said, or, you know, whatever. So we're sharing the knowledge on the book with the whole team every Monday.
Nice.
We do one book a month.
Nice.
So 12 books a year. And
Building
then
the culture.
we'll build in some leadership books too. Obviously the goal though is eventually you start getting your own, like you get your own interest. So then you're downloading different audibles and maybe listening to like a new podcast to learn about something new. But I think that's the biggest thing is culture, because you can have good weeks and bad weeks in our job. But if you feel valued and you feel like there's
any sales job you're gonna have that.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
But the main thing for me too is you don't steal leads and you have to do everything ethically. And that's kind of how I was raised. That's kind of like how my dad is, and that's how I try to behave too. Like for the most part, outside of mistakes. So like stealing leads, like shit that can happen in our kind of job, really with any sales job. Stealing leads, like not being fair, routing leads to some people, favoring some people over another.
Right, exactly.
Favoring the people you like versus I don't really like him. I don't really care if he gets a lead match this week.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
None of that happens here. Everything's equitable, and you get out what you put in. So, you know, I've been able to, now that we're recruiting up in Greenville, take like those ethics and then like in one-on-one interviews and stuff, like reinforce that in my own way. Like, hey, everyone's the same. The best part about our job is as a sales agent, you can make more than your boss on any week because I am not here to hold you back.
Right.
If you close 5 deals this week and I close 3, you will make more money than me and I'm your boss.
Right.
Right? So it's more of like a leader than a boss. So I think the biggest thing working is culture and like building yourself beyond just sales. Because for me, when I first started, right, you have a bad week. If you don't have good habits or there's certain things you're not doing well outside of the office,
You're not following the process.
you don't understand how that affects your work. Right? Like if you're training to go to the NFL draft and you're partying with your boys, and then on Monday you run a 4.5 and you usually run a 4.35.
Yeah, bad move.
Well, that's a bad move on you. Like, what are you doing? You're ignoring the process. Right? You're trying to just step on the field and do it. That's not how it always works.
Right.
Sometimes you're going to throw an interception. Right? So you're going to have bad weeks, but the culture of building yourself, like mind, body, spirit, dojo, all that, it's real because it keeps you in, you know, when you're having a bad week. Hey, look, I'm still reading. I'm still going to go to the gym. I know the pendulum's going to swing. All the kind of euphemisms Luke will instill in you, which are good, you know, but that is the main, probably that separates like the PowerPoint you were doing for the training the last week.
I got a lot of really good feedback from that.
It was really good, and it was good to hear it. You kind of broke it down efficiently because you were presenting it to people that have never heard it. And although
What was it?
So I did a training for, I don't want to say the company, but we'll say a large portion of the company. So we'll say maybe of 4,000 agents, a large portion.
Nice.
And it was how to have harmony and sustainability while still growing in a sales business where most people burn out.
All right.
So I taught it. So basically what I was saying is most people in business will teach you and they mean it well. It's like when people teach The Secret, they mean it well, but they're teaching the wrong thing. So with The Secret, I'll start off with that. It's incomplete. right? You can't just sit there and think things to happen and they're going to happen. You have to sit
Right.
there and think them,
Right.
have faith they're going to happen, but most importantly, take action,
Exactly.
right? It's like a pie. In business, they teach you all the time, especially ours, right, where it's such high stakes, high money, high competition. Like our business is the elite of the elite. Like we're like the elite of the elite right now, and we're like the fastest. I think second fastest growing team in the country right now. Last year the fastest. This year I think second. Maxwell is killing it in Tampa. Respect. But so my thing is they teach you that you can't have balance, and they're like you're gonna have to miss your kids' games. You're gonna have to like do all this like a Kobe Bryant mentality. Like you're gonna have to be all in, all that. And I was like, guys, you're not gonna have balance. You're never gonna have balance in life. Balance defined means everything equal. I go, that's a terrible song.
There's no such
Right.
thing.
Right.
But a good song has harmony. Your music has harmony, right? One song might be heavy on the bass, light drums in the
Exactly.
back, like da-da-da-da. And I was like, yo, you don't need to give everything equal time. You just need to be all in all the time in what you're doing.
There you
so
go.
like
Be present.
but the reason why a lot of these top producers, a lot of you guys get burnt out is because you have no balance. You ignore your family and you ignore all the things that make you you, and then you resent either the job or your family.
Exactly.
And like the real business gangsters and like the real Kobe Bryants, they can stomach that and keep going. But 99% of people can't. And even if they can, that doesn't mean they should, right?
Right.
So
right.
like my thing is I'm not going to ignore my wife. When I have kids, I'm not going to miss the games. Why'd I choose a commission-only job?
Exactly.
Right? So like I teach them like
To build a life.
I'm
efficient.
I'm preaching efficiency, and mine is like, so, and I was like, like I've been fortunate because Jesse Itza and those guys met some of the top relationship coaches in the world, and they said like all you really need to have a working relationship, I think it's 23 minutes of devoted, no distraction connection time a day. Like it's almost nothing. Obviously more the better, but like just sitting down and have a glass of wine, or just sitting down talking, listening to music, like not watching a movie, but like connecting, right?
Exactly.
And honestly, it's sex like only 1 to 3 times a week. That's it.
Yeah.
So like, it's not that hard, but it's
5 to
also
7.
my man.
Sorry.
Giggity. All right. Right, but I was just like, but I know that the irony is, I love my alone time. Like I enjoy my own company. Like people will see me.
Same. Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I can say that. I can say it. But
Yeah.
people will see me like laughing by myself. Like Daniel says all the time. She's like, I hear you talking to yourself and laughing in the shower all the time.
Exactly.
And I'm like, I know it's weird, but I enjoy my own company.
Bruh, I've gotten to a point in my meditations where I tell Carmen, I'll be back after a while. I'm dead serious.
Yeah.
And she knows, like, all right, I'll see you when you get back.
Yeah, dude, I feel like you've surpassed me on the meditation and like the chakras. Like you're all in on that. It's beautiful. Dude, yeah, when you're talking Sanskrit, I was like, what the fuck?
You pulled some shit on him.
You said, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, I know.
I was when I forgot the English? What?
Dude, but no, you said like you're the Arjuna, and I was like, that's the name. I know that is, but I would not have known that without hearing it. Like when you said it triggered.
Right, exactly, yeah.
But still, so I'm preaching like, so what I do when I'm doing my best, and I told him, I was like, you gotta be honest with yourself. Sometimes I fall off. And then I say like the bamboo thing. When I said the bamboo thing, like my whole team unmutes.
We unmuted. We were like, yeah. Me and Tavia and everyone are in
my
there.
my team's unmuting. They were like, we had bets on how many times you say the bamboo,
Yeah.
and like so like all the other like people on the call are like cracking up and stuff. And I was like, guys, I have a lot of sayings you're gonna hear.
Right.
But I live these quotes. Like every adversity is an equal and opposite opportunity. The bamboo. But anyways, I'm like, so like I know that. So when I'm my best, I'm going to sleep I'm waking up at 5:30. I'm spending about first 30 minutes just alone in like silence, like meditating. I might be laying honestly, I might go and lay on the floor and like just whatever, have
Just
some water. I was like, then like if I'm really listening, then if I'm on it, then I'm listening to my audio or reading. Maybe I'll write something. Go to the gym. I was like, I know you guys are being hammered to be at the office at 8. I was like, I don't do that with my team. My shit is just when you get there, be present.
Yeah, be
'Cause
fully there when you
I don't
get
want
there.
zombies using up my leads.
Right,
So
right.
what'll happen is the guys that want to be there at 8 will be there in a tentative. And the ones that want to come in at 9, 10, 11, I got dudes that come in at noon because they like to go out.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
I don't mind if they're going to work from noon till night because I need a night shift anyways.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like, mine is just be honest with yourself. And I was quoting like Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson, who is one of the most published psychologists ever. He was saying that when people come to him for depression and anxiety, which is what most people go to psychologists for, he said like almost 80% of them can be cured with just 2 simple cures, two simple tweaks, and it's waking up at the same time every day. That's the first thing he asks. Because you wake up at the same time every day. Doesn't matter what time you go to sleep necessarily, but waking up at the same time every day. And he doesn't explain why, but he just says psychologically that makes such a difference. Obviously, early is better, but if you're gonna wake up at 9 every day, wake up at 9 every day.
It's control.
It's
because it's something you can control.
Well, it helps you to set your day up too,
and it shows that you have control, right?
Yeah.
So life is momentum. So when notice when you're having a good day, like good things just keep falling in your lap. When you have a bad day, you're like, of course, today this is good.
right? Exactly.
Right, and obviously we're more conscious, so we don't say that anymore. But it's still one of those things where it's like,
right.
You feel it.
Yeah, you're just
You
like,
feel it.
Yeah, I'm getting pulled over today. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Today's the day I get a speeding ticket. But like, or I don't want to say it. Hopefully, but
I know, right? Try not to speak.
yeah. Anyways,
Yeah.
some people might do that. So my thing is just, my belief is you're developing the momentum for wins,
All right.
and you start creating the habit of winning.
Right.
And then one of my coaches from the Jiu-Jitsu program, again, Elite 365, just shout out to that as many times as I can, Dr. Trish, she was like, Luke, I heard your spoken word. Like, you love words.
Right.
Don't call them habits, call them rituals. She was like, you'll care more. And I was just
Yeah,
like,
That's a
cool.
fact. A ritual.
Ritual.
Because your word is your wand. Remember.
oh my God, I know. I
Yeah,
told Daniel as soon as
yeah.
I went home, I was like,
Yeah,
the
right,
word is
right.
the wand. That's the coolest.
Yeah.
We had this wizard on, and he said his word is his wand. Yeah.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Raheem the Dream, baby.
The tongue,
Yeah,
is power-
yeah, yeah.
The tongue is powerful.
Yeah.
it's the rudder. So you do that, and then you create the rituals of creating little wins every day. So what I teach the
I like
team.
that ritual thing, man. I'm about to take that
So
home
a
with me.
really good one is
Yeah.
making a to-do list or goal list. And I don't do long-term goals, which is weird because almost everybody else that's successful says have long-term goals.
Mm-hmm.
I have an ideal destination before I take off on my next journey,
Right.
but I don't have it too solid on what it's going to look like. It's just like I want to get in this area.
Right. Right.
And I do things daily that I think will get me there, and I just figure it out from there. So like I tell everybody, like, one of my things, I want to be a great family man,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like I want to be the best. Right? Is that everything you'll know? No, but I can do my best to be the best at that. I want to provide for my people. I want to make a lot of money. I want to be healthy. Right now is not the week to talk about that because we've been on a bender like with this whole summit thing.
Right.
But so it'll be like, all right. So one of my goals will be like, call mom. Right, make goals, 5 to 7 goals that you can easily do every day, but will make you better. So it'll be like, call your mom. That's something you can do very easily. Read for 15 minutes, 30 minutes. Boom. Reading will make you more intelligent. Write for 15 minutes. Pray, meditate for 7 minutes. And then there's always got to be a financial one. So it'll be like, but I always tell them people to make these crazy goals in business. Like, I don't do that. I'm doing so well, and I don't do that. I make little simple ones that if I hit will keep me moving. So it'll be like, instead of doing $600 in a day, that's not good if you don't get anything. Make it, I'm not leaving until I get 4 appointments or it's 10 o'clock. Like, it should be at least an hour to 2 hours after you want to leave.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a penalty to not doing
Right.
it,
Yeah.
but you prove to yourself you're still winning by hitting it.
Right,
So it gives you an
exactly.
out.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And I'm huge on that. Like, don't give yourself goals that are out of your control.
Dog, I'm glad you listen to yourself enough not to listen to everybody else, because at the end of the day, in this puzzle of creation, we all have to be imperfect pieces in order to fit together. So everybody's not going to do everything the same way. Basically, the way that I live ain't going to help your body.
Right.
Yeah, not everybody's the same.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's
Right,
a good way to
right.
put it. So and that's the thing that I'm very big on. We're very big on. I think all of us. Just be authentic.
Yeah. Be who you are.
Be who you are, and be constantly trying to get better version of who you are. But be who you are.
Right. Realize your full potential. Like realize the greatness inside of you. Like, because you can't make it any better. It's as best as it's going to get. It's just a matter of are you realizing it and making it better, making it work.
And then when you know you're making mistakes and not doing what you need to do, don't give yourself a complete pass. But at the same time, I think everybody will tell you knows me. Like, I don't hold grudges, and I don't ask for apologies. My shit is just don't apologize, do better.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I tell people, give yourself the same rules.
Yeah, you have to do that to yourself.
Yeah. Don't hold grudges
Internally.
against yourself. Don't like whatever. Just
Terrible.
all right, I'm gonna do better.
Negative
Right. You
self-talk.
got to forgive yourself.
Yeah.
Speaking of the chakra thing, man, your belief, come from here, in your solar plexus chakra, moving up to your heart chakra with that love, but with each one, it has to be for yourself. Because if you don't have, sustained love and realized love for yourself, unconditional love can neither be given nor received. It cannot happen without that belief and that love for yourself first. You don't believe me?
Yeah.
Watch somebody.
No, that's big.
Yeah.
That's something that I've realized through the job too, relating it back to that.
You can't pour from an empty cup.
Yeah.
No. No, you cannot.
If I don't know how to get through hard times myself and forgive myself for fucking off,
Right.
and then getting back and be like, okay, this is what happened.
Right.
Here's how to stay out of your head because I used to get in mine and now I don't.
Yeah, exactly.
And now I'm teaching one of my buddies who's a leader with me in Greenville how to get out of his head.
Right.
Because he still
right.
does it. I'm like, dude, you're doing it. Stop.
Right.
I'm at lunch with you and you're telling me how bad everything is. I'm like, of course it's bad, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm literally having to tell you, you're going to make it. It's going to be fine. And then the next week you make $3,500. I'm like,
Right. You know something I'm thinking about right now? You're going through a lot of stuff in this one pie. You got like a life gumbo going on.
yeah.
Right? Moved,
It's kind of that time.
Moved away, you're leading people, and in leading people, you're basically duplicating yourself, or just kind of putting the energy that's needed into them, and then having to watch them to see like, oh, wait a minute, you're choking, give me some of this back. You
Yeah.
know, or you know, you need this, you need
Or
that.
when you have a bad week,
Right.
and you know one of your agents is,
Right, exactly.
you're like,
You gotta
you
suck it
still
up.
have to fucking be there for that person.
Yeah, you still
If you
responsible
don't
for
have
this
that
person.
in you, you are not ready.
Right. You got the puppy.
Like,
You got the freedom.
oh yeah.
You know, you're probably coming
But
back
I'm
and forth
trying to
home.
I'm trying to absorb more responsibility.
Right.
Because
right,
I was a
right.
bartender and musician and doing whatever I wanted for like 6 years.
Right,
From
right.
like 21 to like 26,
Yeah.
I was kind of doing whatever I wanted the
Pretty
whole
sure
time.
Jeremy met his wife too. And I don't know if you brought that up.
We'll
So
see.
the whole gumbo.
Everything happens for a reason, that's for sure.
And the best part is when I heard Jeremy had a girlfriend, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little like, fuck. Like, cause I'm like, don't change, bro. Like, I don't know how Jeremy's gonna be Jeremy with a girlfriend.
It's like, it's
Dude,
over.
They're doing synchronized, coordinated dances, and he's like, I like butt stuff. She's like, he likes butt stuff. Like,
We'll make the same joke. She
yeah,
thinks,
they make the same.
Yeah.
Sense
she
of
thinks the
humor.
same jokes I think are funny, which is big because I have a
Right.
stupid sense of humor.
It is what it is. Though.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's really important. Yeah, exactly. But that's what, unintended consequences of life. If you do the
keep
right
doing good.
things,
It's your boy, Joe.
Yeah.
Joe Dispenza. You know, the greatness is found in the unknown.
Yeah.
If you keep living a predictable future from your past, you're screwed.
I mean, basically, I knew to grow, you have to be uncomfortable. So then I was like, well, in Lawrenceville, I was where I'm at now, but I was second, third, fourth in line for any type of promotion there. So it's like the only way for me to advance myself quicker and try it is to
Hey.
be willing to relocate. But I'm not married. I don't have
Right.
kids. Like, I can do it.
The only way you can fly is to be willing to fall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
And that's the best part of our job too. Like, having residuals and stuff and building a business on the back that you're not going to see now, but in 5 years, when I'm 33,
Right.
I'll have realized it to some degree. I'm like, oh my God, like I am making what people make a decent salary in residuals and quarterly bonuses.
Exactly.
I get 60, 80 grand in quarterlies.
There you go. That's what
Right.
I'm talking about.
And so
right
then it's
there.
like, there's
Yeah.
people I know, which is no knock on whatever anybody makes. Well, I'm saying the opportunity
Exactly.
is not always there for everyone at the right time, and it was for me. So if you don't seize it,
Right.
it's on you. If I didn't go to Greenville, I would still be having a great time here. But would I have a chance for a possible promotion or growing an office and doing it different?
Exactly.
Like learning how to, learning how to pull people out of the trenches.
Right.
Because for a while, you're just learning how to do it yourself.
Teaching people what you know.
Yeah. It's like, dude, I know what it feels like to be in your head, bro.
Right.
Like,
and along the way, teaching yourself.
One of my buddies on my team, his name's Andrew, super cool guy, but he won't mind me saying this. He was having a rough couple weeks. Literally took him to lunch at this restaurant across the street and talked with him. And he was talking to me, he's like, man, I really love the job. I know I see the potential. I wasted 2 months when I moved here on Xfinity Comcast, and it kind of screwed my savings. He has a little baby and stuff. And he was like, I got $4,000 room on a credit card. I haven't really come close to maxing it out. He was like, I'm thinking about just doubling down and doing well and buying leads. And I was like, do it. I was like, you can close. I've heard you on the phone. Do it. I was like, buy leads. Get Ringy set up. This is all technical stuff, but basically invest in the business.
Yeah.
And you will do fine. I knew he would, and now he's doing great. But it's kind of
Right.
crazy, when you have little moments that stick out, because I know, for you,
They
you've probably had
hired
a
him
million
from the
of
valet.
those.
You guys saw when they hired from the valet too. It's like a young kid, like you're helping.
AG?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like Patty Mahomes.
Do what now?
He looks like Patty
Yeah,
Mahomes.
like
Patrick
has
Mahomes,
the-
yeah.
yeah, he's cool. But it's those moments are you
Right.
kind of realize that like while it was happening, I didn't realize it, and then the next week, I was like, holy shit, like that changed everything for him probably in that moment.
Yeah.
Which is funny.
It's the
When
same-
you say that, it reminds me of the student loan talk we had.
I know, dude. I remember. Okay, so this was great. This is
student loan
mentorship.
talk.
Okay, so it was July. So I started in 2020, and COVID, all that shit delayed my process for getting
Oh,
my
so
license.
you had just started when I met y'all.
Yeah, it just started.
Yeah, I was very.
So him and I,
very new.
with Kobe, we'd take these like 6 to 8 mile walks, 9 mile walks, and we'd have these talks. And I was like,
I remember that. Y'all was talking about
yeah,
that
we
on the
talked about
first
it.
one. Yeah.
And I was like, in 2019, I had one of my visions, and not visions, I call them visions, but you've done mushrooms unless you understand it. Like, it's not necessarily a vision, it's an understanding. I had one of my understandings, I'm going to get the podcast in 2000.
Take that home with me too. Understanding.
Yeah. It's like
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know when, but I'm going to get a podcast, and I'm going to call it Free Game, and I have to do that.
Yeah.
And then we're on the
Appreciate
walks, and I told Jeremy, I don't know how to explain it, but I'm going to get offered the podcast soon. And then Mike asked me to do the podcast as a guest, and then
because you did like a networking thing, right?
We did the networking.
You're like. I remember you came on one of the walks after that. You're like, dude, we did the networking thing today, and like they had this, it's like a radio show that does like can do a podcast and shit. I was like, holy shit.
So then Mike went to meet up to see if I wanted to sponsor one, and I was like, I don't know, but I might want to do my own. And I was like, and I don't necessarily want the sponsors. I want to be able to talk what I want to talk, and that's how this happened.
Right.
But
Yeah.
anyways, it came from student loan talk. Jeremy was stressed because he was new, and I think he just had a big week, and you wanted to pay off your student loans because you were like, my student loans are we'll say $5,000 or something.
Yeah.
It was something.
It was like
whatever it was,
$3,800. It wasn't a lot.
It was something
I'd
really
already
low.
paid a good bit of them.
And
Right.
he was like, I think I'm going to pay it all off. And I was like, or you could put that into your business and then make quadruple your money
Yes,
and then
Pay it off.
I was like, yo, that has basically no interest.
Right.
they did it.
Or you're going to wait maybe another 3 months to get your career going.
Correct.
I was like, if it doesn't work out, I'm sorry. But the way I've operated is I bet on myself and then I go and do it. I think you can do it.
Listen, your return on investment always comes from whatever you spend your time on and pay attention to. Care, think, act. Return on investment shows up. For the good or the bad.
Yeah.
Like when you
that's
first
real.
got to Greenville, bars, kicking it.
Yeah.
But the return on investment was everybody knew you.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
I mean,
true.
that's true.
Had a ball.
It wasn't zero.
Right.
That's true.
Yeah.
But
there is
Spent your
always
time,
a
paid attention to it.
The consequence of that.
But
also
then
is
when you
business
turn
suffered.
around and spent your time and paid attention to the business, now
yeah,
look.
it's better. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
It's funny
totally true.
because then they started doing really well, and then they went back to not doing anything.
But-
And they literally completely imploded again, drove up again,
Right.
had another
right.
one of the talks, and then now they're back to doing great again.
Remember last week or week before, whenever it was done, I was talking about the truth, right? So you say that this line is the truth, right? So if your vibration is low, meaning you're not really paying attention, you don't have your rituals, in order. So let's say it's just from here to here, you'll be bipolar, like a mug, going through, and you cross the truth every so often, right? But when your rituals are on point and your vibration is there, everything is energy vibration, right? It crosses the truth like this. Because the vibration is higher and you're closer to it and you make it happen. You were just missing the truth, that's all.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like the straight line method of truth.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of a good point. Also, too, responsibility. That's a big one because I
Right.
used to be afraid of that to commit and have any responsibility. And now that I've like got a little taste of it, I've like, okay, like I really like this girl. Like I'm gonna date her for real and take it serious and like
Right.
be responsible. Take ownership of a relationship. Okay, let's get a dog. And then like all of a sudden you're like, dude, I have like agents. I have to help. Like,
Yeah.
I feel
agents,
like I
agents
just like
a four-legged life, a two-legged life.
exactly.
Like, how did this happen?
Exactly, but it's kind of one of those you kind of just jump in a little bit and just know that like if I do the right thing, it's all going to be good. Like it's all gonna work, right? If you're
Right.
doing the right thing,
Bro, you're in a good position, man.
Yeah, I feel that way.
Yeah. No, you should. You really should. I'm sitting here thinking to myself, at 28, this is great. This is a beautiful movie.
Yeah. I wish
Yeah.
I was there at 28.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I try to let other people make mistakes for me too.
I can't remember who said that, but
I try to let
there's
other
a
people-
quote that says that.
Like, I don't always do the right thing, but, like, I know, like, there's certain things where, like, I see people do that, and I'm like, I'm not going to do that. Like,
Right.
I don't know how to explain
I think
it.
the
Just-
knowledge is like, knowledge comes from experience, wisdom comes from other people's experience.
There you go.
Something like
Yeah.
that.
Something like that.
I've just seen
Yeah.
people go down certain roads, or like it's more like acting a certain way, like pessimism. Like I used to be kind of pessimistic and like more realist and almost like atheist in a way. Like everything's kind of bleak. It's like, oh, it is what it is. There's no
Right,
way to change it. Like almost like it's almost like determinism, philosophically, but it's based on science instead of a religion.
Listen to the big brain on that.
There we go. There we go.
But it's kind of like the same thing, you know. It's just from a different perspective. But I've like
Preach on, Rev Minister.
since the job and like reading, you kind of understand that like there is so much you can control, and the only way you can control it is to believe that you can. Because if you believe that you cannot, you'll never find it.
That's where the secret's correct. It's just not complete.
Yeah,
It's a factor, right?
but
Boy, full of them today, too. Yeah, y'all coming with it today. All right, go ahead.
yeah,
We were a little worried about this one, to be honest.
yeah, I was a little.
We came from the bar to here.
I got like
back to
3
the bar
hours of
from
sleep
here.
last night.
I got about 2 or 3.
Yeah,
I did a Heroes last
it was
night.
like 3 hours.
For real.
Yeah. Yo, so we had a
that
Halloween,
makes sense
bro.
then.
We had a Halloween party for the fucking ages.
I was
my
a
God.
breathalyzer.
You,
I dressed
He
up
was-
as and it had like a little thing, and it said "blow me" down here, like the little. It was funny, man. It was awesome.
I wish we could
So-
tell the. I wish we
soon
could
as
tell
you
the
said-
story about you in the gas station, but I don't think
as
so.
soon as you said breathalyzer, first thing in my mind was blow me.
I mean, I can frame the
I
story.
was like,
of the,
I can see you.
I can frame the story of the gas station without giving any names. out.
Don't do it. Just tell me.
No,
just
yeah,
tell me.
yeah.
Off
Well,
air.
off air. Off
Yeah,
air.
it's funny.
Yeah.
It was for the ages, though. I mean, there's literally all the division. I mean, there's
So-
like 50 people.
So me and my buddy Scott, who's like my right hand guy that moved to Miami, he's like my best friend. Him and I are friends, whatever, forever. We got an Airbnb for the whole division.
Yeah.
So I have 4 offices. So I have Kansas City, Greenville, Miami, and Lawrenceville.
Right.
And everybody came up. And then I made an impromptu basketball tournament. Your boy was the champion. Bro, 3 hours. I'm talking. I am so sore today.
Had one agent
like,
Yeah,
throw
I was
up
about
on
to
the
say,
court.
But like the
One
same
agent
way,
throw.
the same way. I'm like the guy sleeping on the floor. Like I'm diving for loose balls. I'm getting everything. I'm a decent athlete, but I'm also a hustler. And like
Right,
I just
right,
win.
right.
You just
Right?
wanna win.
I just
Yeah.
win.
Yeah.
So we won. But like, bro, the costumes. People went all out. It was incredible. Me and Danielle. Danielle was such a beautiful Katara, but she was Katara. I was Aang. From Avatar.
Yeah, it was
I had-
perfect.
I
You
had the
blue
I can
arrow.
see that.
I had
Yeah,
the
I
blue
can see
arrow.
that,
And
yeah.
Danielle kind of looks like Katara, but she
Yeah.
did like the hair thing. She
There's
does.
just-
Yeah.
And she got this,
Yeah.
this floating ball. Yeah, I love my
Like
wife.
had a
She's
fan
so
in
cool.
it. Like, shh. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. So we had a ball. I'm not gonna talk about what I spent. It was
It was an expensive party.
inexpensive. It was worth it, and it was great for the morale. And everybody got to know
Right.
each other. Doesn't know each other from the other offices. And then I'm not gonna put people's names out there because I don't think they would want people to know.
It ain't a good look.
But it's I don't care. So like we go back to my house, and these 2 people. So a couple people are like, "Hey, Luke, we want to do mushrooms," and I was like, "Yeah, it's just kind of late. We're gonna be up all night." And then these 2 people, one of the leaders who is never does stuff like that or anything like that. It's like a very traditional like Christian. It hits me up
Surprise.
like 12:30 and was like, "Hey, can me and my husband come and we want to do mushrooms?" And I was like, "Fuck it, let's
Like,
go do
let's
it."
go. Let's go
And,
exploring.
and they had such a beautiful experience, and they were like, "I get
Right,
it now.
right,
I get
right.
it. It's not what the movies say. This is beautiful. This is so like
Yeah.
holy." And they were like, "I get it."
Yeah.
But like I couldn't say no when they
Right.
asked it. And again, I don't want to put their business. I don't think they would care, especially if they were talking about it today. But I don't, just in case they would.
Right. You don't want to put them out.
And again, I
Yeah.
think mushrooms are great, but not everybody does.
Yeah.
And I respect that.
Let them put their own stuff out.
Point of free game is we always tell the truth. We don't have to say everything though. Like,
Yeah. Exactly. There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
I tell people if you
Yeah.
ask me a question, if I answer it, I'm gonna answer it honestly, but I might not answer the question.
Now, if you ask me about me, I'll answer it.
100%,
Or
yeah.
either I'll tell you I don't want to answer that.
yeah.
Exactly.
But
Straight
if I'm talking
up.
about somebody else, I can't.
Yeah.
Give you their,
Yeah.
their deal.
Yeah. So.
That's interesting.
Now, if it was one of y'all 2, I'd throw you under the bus.
Oh, for sure. I think it's free game. It's,
It's free game right here.
Be like, nah, we let it rip.
Yeah. So it was.
That was great.
It was cool.
One of the guys on my squad in Greenville won the costume contest. He was Dwight Schrute.
Oh my God, he looks
He
so much
looked-
like him.
I'll
Dwight
show you
Schrute.
a picture after. He
Okay.
looked
Dude.
from The Office, like the kind of nerdy looking with the
gotcha,
glasses.
gotcha.
And the,
Yeah.
He pulled it
yeah.
off perfect. He really did.
Yo, the
Carmen got me watching The Office.
It's
it's so funny.
Yeah.
I think that's funny.
Yeah.
This guy looks like him already. So like
Yeah.
his outfit was.
Like the
on
hair and
point,
everything.
yeah.
It was funny. It was a great night.
It was a good night.
Good bonding for the team.
I bet hell it was.
You know, and we still had a decent week.
We actually had a great week, which is crazy because I was like, yo, I'm gonna have to basically throw this week away and just spend so much money, but like whatever, it's gonna be worth it. And what was cool was Lawrenceville bars made a lot of money this week.
I bet
Like
hell
the opening lunch was like $1,000.
Yeah.
That was like everybody just getting there.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was like, oh God, this is going to be a week, guys. Right? Like, so at all times, basically 1/3 to half the office was at a bar. Mm-hmm. But it worked out perfectly because at all times, 2/3 or half the office was at the office working. And like they rotated.
right.
So there
So,
was
but like you would just stop into an office and you just see groups like kind of walking back and
Yeah.
forth. And but it balanced out. So the leads like weren't over. It actually was like a perfect balance. We ended up killing it.
I'm not surprised. I should have known. I should have known when I got here and didn't see y'all. My mind didn't go there.
Yeah,
Because I'm thinking, because I just left the gym, took a shower, and I was like, well, let me go ahead and grab something real quick before I start getting jittery.
We're gonna go to Falling Rabbit right after this if you want.
Do what now?
We're gonna go to Falling Rabbit right after.
I'm
this
right
in Duluth.
behind y'all. Yeah. Well, Carmen knows you're in town, so she already knew.
Yeah.
Nah, it ain't gonna happen.
I got
And I think my
maybe-
boy Rob gonna come with us too.
All right, nice. Yeah. I like him. I like him.
Exactly.
I do have to get back to my puppy tonight, though.
I know.
That's your problem.
Yeah, you're right.
We're messing with you.
It's my
dog, yeah.
responsibility.
I know, right? Don't feel bad. I got a little bandit at the house that's
What kind of dog?
Worsome. It's a Dotson Terrier mix, and we're just gonna say he's full of personality. But
Oh, yeah.
I thought I was allergic to cats too, and I'm not. Luna, so I have the dog and the cat at the house, and Luna likes to come lay up under me more than anybody in the house.
Okay.
They got such a cool vibe in their house, bro.
It's crazy.
It's such a vibe.
It's crazy. Oh yeah, you've been to the
Yeah,
Rockwell
but
house,
I've been to that.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
such a vibe.
I could only imagine.
Yeah. Nah, we just if you look at Carmen's arm, that tells it all.
Oh, yeah.
Carmen's got a gift for like decorating and like
Yeah,
setting
bro.
the fire.
Setting the vibe, setting the mood.
That's so important.
Yeah, I think Luke was out on like the back porch for maybe an hour or so, looking crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, your house kind of...
Danielle's great at
It
that
can,
too.
it
Yeah,
can do
nah,
that.
nah,
Like,
your
you walk
house,
in and you're
yeah.
like...
Yeah.
Especially that elephant.
Oh yeah. The
Yeah.
elephant
There'll
and
be
the
like
lions.
Yeah, the
the
elephant
TV
on the
with like the
right.
fireplace and the fire pit in the back. It's just...
Because I went
it's a
over
vibe.
there and sat down on that love seat or whatever it is, and watched Elvis, and I was almost gone. I was like,
Oh
whoa.
yeah, we come over and watch Elvis.
Yeah,
I forgot
yeah.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Danielle's so great. It's like a very woodsy vibe.
Yeah, especially the little back area too.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I can see it going down.
Did I
here.
show you the new house? I'm getting a house,
Yeah, you ain't showed me the new house. You just told me about it.
bro.
Yeah. Just go and get
I
it.
put it under a contract and it's accepted and we're gonna realistically just go.
Yeah,
accept
just
it.
go ahead and get it.
It's gonna be awesome for you guys. We have 0.68 acres and it's set up with a fire pit and like retreat center, like creek. Like whoever used to have this house definitely was having retreats there.
Did you say 6.8?
0.68, yeah,
0.68?
yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant 6.8. I was like,
Oh.
what?
That's a
wish.
lot of land.
Hey, Jim, I was like, what?
No, it's not. I wish that's down the road. What I want to do is eventually buy the whole cul-de-sac.
Yeah, I know what you. Oh, that's where you want to do it.
So I want to do the land,
Right.
But I also want to buy up a whole cul-de-sac with family.
Got it.
So
Yeah,
like when I
yeah,
have
yeah.
kids, like my mom and dad can just walk over, or her
Right,
family can walk
exactly,
over,
exactly.
or like the homies are like right down the road,
Right.
And so this is perfect because I've had two goals. One of them is I want land with like people to live on, and, like growing crops, and like maybe archery and hunting and
Right.
like sustainable skills and stuff. But I also need to be in the material world to make the money for that.
Exactly.
And I'm really good at that. So I need to have an office close, or a house and close to the office. And I was like, yo, I was telling Danielle the whole time, I was like, if we can find something that's woodsy in a cul-de-sac, and I could eventually buy the whole cul-de-sac and then refinance my house and buy the land, and I could put my people here, I was like, yo,
Right.
we could literally have two versions of it. One of them like a more business one and one of them more
Right.
like
Exactly.
woods area.
Exactly.
And this one is it's like 12-minute drive from my office, but it's a one street cul-de-sac that goes into a creek and pond and woods.
It's like-
I was
like
like,
it's
Yeah,
all
you
little
you just said it best. Yeah.
I was
that-
like, I got to.
That's two of our services right there.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So it's but and they literally were definitely doing like little ceremonies there because when you come in to the left of the driveway, they paved the side driveway out with actual parking spots and like parking
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Dude was like literally. And so Daniel was like, I'm gonna host like holistic wellness, and we should have mentioned like you and Carmen. She was like,
Yeah.
and we could let people do it too, and like,
Oh man.
Right.
you could take it and maybe give us 10% of the profits or something. Like
Yeah. Exactly.
and we can make money at the house.
Yes.
And help people do things that we believe in.
Right.
And you guys will have a dope spot to do it in.
Right,
And
exactly.
It's gonna be such a vibe, anyways.
Exactly.
To benefit.
Especially with y'all there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know we'll be part of it. Yeah.
In of itself, that's it right there. The party
Making
started.
some trips down.
Yeah.
Greenville.
Oh, we're making some trips to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 hours. Come on.
That's a bike ride.
That's a bike ride.
Yeah, good one.
The mountains too. You got to take it up in the Appalachian Mountains right there. Nah. You ever get sketched out riding on the highway?
No. Dude, I've been riding longer than you've been breathing. Come on now.
I've had like tires like hit my car and shit before.
Bruh.
I'm like, if I was on a
as a
motorcycle,
kid-
I would just be dead right now.
Let's not speak this.
Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. But think about this.
I was just
As a
wondering.
kid, my mom, for my 8th birthday, my mom bought me a Honda 50. Dude, we jumping ramps, walking wheelies, everything. I'm trying to turn curves on the
What's
wheelie.
walking willies?
Got
You
it on the
pop
one
it
wheel,
up.
and I'm going. I'm
Yeah,
riding
yeah.
up the street, everything on a Honda
Dang.
50. Learn how to idle it up and everything. So I'm like, come on, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah.
So you're a good rider.
Yeah. I'll be 50 this year, so 42 years.
I've never ridden a motorcycle or a dirt bike, anything.
Probably not the time to start.
Yeah.
Not without a class.
I would try.
I don't trust myself. I fall off scooters. Like
Stop. Yep, and that's about what we're going to end this. Hey, it would sound like stop
That's
it.
so
Stop
good.
it.
well, have you ever ridden a slingshot?
No.
I want to do that.
I like them to look at them.
Yeah.
But for me personally, I'm like, I don't know about that.
Well, is it? What is it that you don't like about it?
It seems more like a dune buggy than it does anything else. You know,
Which I feel much safer.
But if I'm in a dune buggy, I want to go jump on some dirt and get to going. You know, like
fair.
the highway is like,
Like a little 4-wheeler.
yeah. I'm like, no, I'm good on that. I appreciate the offer though.
I don't. Can those go on a highway?
Yeah.
I would be terrified if somebody hit me on that.
Oh my
you're
God.
dead.
But
Yeah.
now if you want if you're on a
Slingshot on the highway.
4-wheeler now, you know you got a high risk of flipping on
Yeah.
those bad boys.
That makes sense.
4-wheelers flip a lot.
4-wheelers, 3-wheelers, you know, like I
Driving
wouldn't
is
do
not
it.
my.
It's
Again,
because
there's something
when
I'm
you
not good at.
turn-
I'm not a driver.
Oh, really? No, I'm a driver.
I'm a terrible driver.
Yeah. If you didn't know how old I was, this will tell my age. Dude, I learned how to drive at 12.
Really?
Kid you not. My grandfather in the summers, like that, I was when I was tall enough to see over the steering wheel and hit the gas and brake pedal. He would give me correct change for what are they? Cool Lights 100 and Slit Malt Liquor Bull. He gave me correct change and a note. I got to drive to the front of the neighborhood, maybe 2 miles, 3 miles, whatever. Go one exit over, get on the highway, go one exit over, gas station right there, pull over, get a man the note, get a man the money. He go get me the cigarettes and the beer. I get back in the truck and drive back home.
Where did you grow up?
Birmingham.
Oh yeah.
Kid you not.
Dude.
It wasn't even a stoplight there at the time either. Just,
Isn't Birmingham blowing up now?
oh, say what now?
Is Birmingham kind of?
Oh yeah, we had the World Games there
Yeah.
this past year. So.
I did an interview with somebody that said they were from Birmingham,
Right.
and they're like, "No, it's actually one of like the fastest growing cities." I was like,
Let's
"Are you
pump the
moving?"
brakes a little bit.
That's what he said.
It's a small Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a
I didn't
small
look into
Atlanta.
it. He just told me that. I was like, "Really,
Yeah.
Birmingham?"
Now, growth wise, it is growing a lot.
Okay.
But I don't know if I'm gonna go with the
Because I've never
fastest.
been.
But
I've
it's
never
growing.
been, so I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
You would like it. Yeah, it's cool. I mean, it's kind of like Greenville, right? So
Kinda like
Atlanta, you know, it just keeps going and going and going and going and going. But once, like I call it, I say with Atlanta, like people are like, oh yeah, it's so diverse as everything else, blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, but if you drive 40 to 50 minutes either direction, things change.
It's different.
Yes.
Birmingham, you got about 15 minutes either direction.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like Greenville.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like 10 or 15 minutes north, south, east, or west.
Right.
Outside.
Right.
It's,
Things start to change on you.
Yeah.
Quick.
Push out.
Yeah. Exactly.
I love it though.
Shit, we're basically at the 1:10 minute.
Again.
Again,
Perfect.
that
Hey, you
flew
called
right
it,
by.
bro. You called it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you called it last time. You said about 110.
I was a little not nervous, but I was like, huh.
I was.
Talk about it.
I wasn't nervous at all. Carmen asked me, she said, what y'all going to talk about?
Honestly,
I was like,
though,
there's no telling. It doesn't
Your
matter.
energy was good though when I came in. When you were still in the bathroom, I was like, I could feel it. I was like, okay, cool.
Good. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I was like, all right, cool. It's gonna be fine.
Black's always good energy.
Yeah,
We try. We give what we got. I appreciate that.
give what we got.
I guess that we'll call it. I want to thank again, Mike, Connor, Business Radio X.
Oh yeah, the
always
folks.
helping us out.
Yes, sir. Shout out to
Jeremy,
the people.
again, full circle, baby. 360.
Jeremy Jam,
Let's
proud
go,
of you,
baby.
dog. Proud of you.
Treat your first like you're the last like your first, your first like your last.
Sound like
I think I'm gonna use a Jay-Z
Barry
quote
White
every
around
single
here.
episode from now on until I get Jay-Z on here.
You do what?
Oh,
I'm gonna use the Jay-Z quote. That was a Jay-Z quote.
okay. Hove did.
You know what? We're gonna be paying Jay-Z. Watch this.